Hey, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this is not working. So, thank you for being here. I know it's slow. There's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about right now. We are in that silly season where everybody's looking for things to talk about. We're getting stories that are rehashing and everything else. We're getting some things that are kind of being made up and stuff and blown out of proportion. Conspiracy theories on who might make the team and who might get cut and all that because, well, we're all excited about having the season getting on. So if you're looking for all that kind of stuff, make sure you tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, literally 2 hours and 20 minutes from now for our live stream. You got nothing else to do. Come on and join us. We'll have a ball. You know, we'll give Eastside Harold a hard way to go because he has to never talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and he's a Texans fan. And then there's those Eagle fans, you know, Philly 500. Yeah, now I understand Philly 500. You know, I thought my knees were bad. Bro, Philly 500 knees are bad too. He's actually on some heavy medication, which makes sense when he talks about how the Eagles are going to be. And oh, by the way, the Eagles, at least they're number one in something. Dead money. Dead money. They have $49 million. $49 million in dead money this year because of Carson Wentz and crew. Wow, that's got to hurt. The fact that you literally have to pay a guy just to get the hell out. So anyway, as we're looking for stories to talk about right now, because we've got a little over 3 weeks before training camp opens up, want to go through looking at some of the awards that will happen at the end of the season. And the odds on favor for comeback player of the year, Dak Prescott. Basically 200 odds, plus 200. He's where most people are thinking that if he gets on the field and can play at all, he'll be much like Alex Smith. Alex Smith, you'll remember, had the spiral fracture, which was nasty. It wasn't so much that he broke the bone as it was actually having the infection. That was the killer. The bones themselves actually heal really well, but the problem was with that infection there, he had to get operation after operation after operation. And I understand about an infection because I had a flesh-eating bacteria in my knee back in 1994. And I had 3 surgeries in the course of a week to save my life, as well as my leg. So I understand learning how to walk after, over 6 months, how bad that was. The fact that that guy literally had his calf cut in half and installed on the other leg is amazing. It wasn't that great of a season or anything, but the fact that he actually ever came back on the football field. And I dare say, when you looked at his legs, they were already bird legs before. The amazing thing is that those legs played as many years as they did in the NFL. So it brings us to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, back in October, completely breaking his ankle. And then having, of course, the second surgery, to clean up his ankle, which a lot of people tried to make a lot out of, was the cleanup surgery, stuff that had been there for years, kind of like what they did on my knee, the cleanup surgery here. So, in other players that could possibly be comeback player of the year, you have rookie Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, knee injury, coming back. He's working out and probably going to be on the field and things. It looks like he may be a full go by the beginning of the season. But from the stature-wise, when you think of an ACL is not as dramatic as breaking the bones. And with the image of Alex Smith, of course, having his, and the precedent of seeing that wound. Because visually, when you see that injury, when you see that bone, when you see that, you look at that and say, can this guy ever walk again, much less play football? ACL, I've seen mine go, okay, yeah, it's bad, but, we know people come back from that kind of thing. So you look at it and say, Dak definitely has the advantage over Joe Burrow. Then you have Barkley. Barkley be the comeback player of the year. Barkley, it seems like he gets hurt every year. And again, Barkley, really? Dak or Barkley? Okay, so, Joe Burrow plus 700, Barkley plus 700 as well. So you've got those guys in the mix. Okay. Also, at plus 700 is Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey is an interesting take for me because you'll remember Zeke Elliott had the highest contract of guaranteed money per year in the history of the NFL. And from the time he got it, everybody kept talking about him being overpaid, right? Overpaid, Zeke Elliott, wasted money. And of course, everybody talked about this year, Zeke Elliott, maybe they need to cut him. Zeke Elliott, he's overpaid and things. But here's the interesting thing is because Christian McCaffrey, who makes more money than Zeke Elliott, who has now gone through the dreaded fourth year. Now, here's the crazy thing about running backs. Fourth year is usually the peak of their careers. After that, it usually starts going downhill, unless you're like, Frank Gore or Adrian Peterson, or Barry Sanders. For the most part, excuse me, had to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze all over the camera and get it all like snotty. Here's the interesting thing is he had a high ankle sprain after 3 weeks. He sat out for about 5 or 6 games, and then they thought he was going to come back. But the high ankle sprain turned into a quad injury, which eventually shut him down for the season. Before he was injured, though, he was averaging 3.8 yards a carry. He had 225 yards, 5 TDs. The interesting thing is, I don't think anybody said or has said maybe they shouldn't have given him that contract. That you don't pay a running back, that's wasted money. Maybe he should be cut. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. But again, high ankle sprain versus completely broken ankle. Which is why Dak Prescott is the odds-on favorite. But, is there a bigger dark horse out there? And see, here's the thing with betting. The higher the odds that somebody will win, the more money you make. See, here's the thing. You bet on Dak Prescott, you're just doubling your money. And if he wins. If you are betting on Christian McCaffrey, he wins, you're 7x your money. That's a whole lot of money. But if you really, really want to hit the lottery, if you really want to make some money in Vegas and you believe that it can happen, there's a dark horse out there. There's a dark horse that I guarantee you the odds are like plus 5 billion to be NFL comeback player. Get your money ready. Because if I come back, if I make it, I got 4 knee operations on me. Flesh-eating bacteria. Yeah. And I'm 55 years old. If I make it, everybody get paid. That's right. NFL comeback player. I'm Mark Holmes. And I hope to see you tonight during our live stream. Peace out.